Here are 5 things that Bayley has never done in WWE. Despite being one of the most successful and decorated superstars in WWE history, there are several accomplishments and milestones that Bayley has yet to achieve, and we are going to list them from number 5 all the way to 1, and I think a lot of these they're going to surprise you. Bayley has never won Hell in a Cell. Bayley's record-breaking 380-day reign as SmackDown Women's Champion ended in Hell in a Cell. The role model, well, she's faced 2 of her biggest rivals in Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair in these matches, and in both of those matches, she is 0-2. Up next at number 4, it is never winning Elimination Chamber. On her own, of course, because she actually won the women's tag team titles with Sasha Banks in the first ever women's tag team elimination chamber match. Pretty impressive. However, Bayley has only competed in 2 elimination chamber matches in her career. The role model, well, she was involved in the first women's elimination chamber match, yet she is still trying to get a victory. And I think she's eventually going to get this done in time. You just got to give her a little bit more time. I mean, hey, there's only one of them once a year. But I absolutely see Bayley getting it done one of these days, and going on like that. Up next at number 4, it is never winning Elimination Chamber. On her own, of course, because she actually won the women's tag team titles with Sasha Banks in the first ever women's tag team elimination chamber match. Pretty impressive. However, Bayley has only competed in 2 elimination chamber matches in her career. The role model, well, she was involved in the first women's elimination chamber match, yet she is still trying to get a victory. And I think she's eventually going to get this done in time. You just got to give her a little bit more time. I mean, hey, there's only one of them once a year. But I absolutely see Bayley getting it done one of these days, and going on like that. At number 3, it is main eventing WrestleMania. Despite her success and popularity, Bayley has never headlined or main evented, which way you want to put it, WWE's biggest event of the year, WrestleMania. The likes of Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, those who make up the 4 horsewomen with Bayley, they've had this honor. They've done it, some cases multiple times. Bayley is still waiting for her WrestleMania main event moment. She did have a huge moment earlier this year, obviously winning Royal Rumble, going on, dethroning Io Sky for the Women's Championship, getting her ultimate revenge over her former Damage Control teammate, but that was not a prominent match, at least main event-wise, but it was still a very, very good match. I don't know if we'll ever get to see this get accomplished, but I hope so for her sake. Number 2, competing in an Iron Woman match on the main roster. Okay, keep that in mind because Bayley is famous for her historic Iron Woman match with Sasha Banks in NXT, but has yet to compete in an Iron Woman match on WWE's main roster. This stipulation could be a great way for her to showcase her endurance and storytelling ability once again. Now, obviously, you cannot replicate the magic in which Bayley and Sasha Banks had in NXT. Different time, different place. They were a lot younger, and they were just had a magical night. Sometimes you just hit magic, and that's exactly what happened on this night. However, Bayley has always been considered one of the best workers in WWE from a psychology standpoint, from a character standpoint, a promo standpoint, and a in-ring ability. I think she could absolutely shine in an Iron Woman match, whether that is against a Bianca Belair or a Charlotte Flair or a Rhea Ripley. You can go down the list, but those are the names that come to mind, and I think they would absolutely crush in a type of match like this. And at number 1, you knew it was coming. She's yet to headline SummerSlam. Bayley has retained the SmackDown Women's title in her 2 SummerSlam outings in 2019-2020. She formed Damage Control when she returned at SummerSlam in 2022. And she went and lost the Women's Championship to Nia Jax at SummerSlam this year. After a pretty decent run, I would say, as Women's Champion. Since then, obviously, she's continued the feud with Nia Jax, but she's never done it at SummerSlam, and that actually surprised me. And the reason that I think SummerSlam is doable is because it's not a WrestleMania. I don't know if she'll ever get a WrestleMania main event, but with SummerSlam, look, it's one of the big 4, one of the big 5, right? You have Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. I always put a 5 in there with Money in the Bank because it sets the tone for the rest of the year. It's a potential spot in which you will crown a future world champion, whether it be women's or men's. SummerSlam, I can see them doing that. I think you just need the right dance partner with Bayley. You need the right dance partner. You need the right feud. You need the right build-up and the right implications for that. And especially with WWE, they're moving towards more two-night events, right? We already know that SummerSlam in 2025, it's going to go to a two-night event. And just like we saw with Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks a few years ago with WrestleMania, you could easily have WWE headline night 1 of SummerSlam with a women's match, and then night 2 with whatever your big main event is. WWE, and rightfully so, they're all about equality and giving those, fair shot at everything like that. And if that's the case, then that would absolutely be the right platform to give them a women's main event. And Bayley, someone who's been around, someone who has always been used in a pretty good spot by Triple H, I could 1,000% seeing her main event a SummerSlam one of these days. And you just got to have the right stars align, right? And even if it's not a SummerSlam, I could absolutely see Bayley main eventing a PLE. I mean, look, we had Nia Jackson, Rhea Ripley earlier this year at Elimination Chamber in Australia. So yeah, you best believe we can get a Bayley main event. Just right stars, right time, right lineup, everything like that. And then it's off to the races.